son. What was the hiatus? What, 2 weeks that we didn't record?
Yes, sir.
2 weeks, man. And then
Been
Hoopin' and
busy.
Hollerin' had to wait a little bit so we could get our thoughts together because this is probably one of our biggest episodes. Um, we got the Michael Jordan doc. We got an all-decade team battle. You know that Ellis and Austin are ready to roll with that because I feel like Ellis is going to come out with some stats that we've never heard of. He's going to talk about how many child support payments that all the first team players have to do or some shit like that, and that's why they're first team. But, hey, this is the content we need. I'm your host, the Pharaoh Michael Shanuti, and always I'm with my boys, one hailing all the way from AK-47, the man that might teach our future leaders. Ellis, what's going on, baby?
What's going on, Mike? It's been too long, baby.
It's been too long, man. And as always, the man right next to Cleveland, the mayor of Loudville, Austin, what's going down, bruh?
How's it going, man?
Chilling, man.
Y'all, he hits you with the most. How's it going, man?
Hey, bro. Ah, dang. I got
That's
something on my leg. I'm itchy.
That's that Parma. How's it going? We haven't seen you in a minute.
We're nice down here, up here in Cleveland. What can I say?
Yeah,
That Midwestern charm.
It's better than DC, where everybody yells at you still, even with the social distancing.
Third best city in Ohio. You gotta have some gratitude out there.
All right, calm down there. This isn't a podcast about Ohio because you're damn wrong with that take, anyways. Let's get to basketball.
Didn't he say Cincy was better than y'all?
Yeah, he did. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Ellis, come on, baby. That Skyline chili got to your brain.
Since he doesn't even have basketball, come on.
But no, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, let's just start off with the most talked about thing that's going on in sports because it's really the only thing. I mean, other than the NFL draft last week, the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, everybody was waiting for it. 10 parts of talking about Michael Jordan and the Bulls and their last run to an NBA championship, and then everything got dismantled. So, I mean, the thing that I liked about the doc the most is that they took, I guess, the first 4 episodes and explained the 4 biggest pieces: Michael, Scotty, Dennis, and Phil. It just made me I didn't realize about the whole week in Vegas and Dennis doing stupid shit in Vegas. I knew Dennis was a crazy man, but not to the point where he'd be like, "Yo, Mike, I need a break because Scotty's back and I'm not your wingman." It's like,
yeah, Mike, I was gonna say Dennis doing crazy shit. You were fucking taken aback.
No. I was more so taken back by this man did it in the middle of a championship run. And Michael Jordan and Phil just were like, yeah, fuck it, go for it.
Dude, Dennis Rodman is so lucky he played in the era he played in now because the dude would be suspended every other day if he was in this NBA just because of stupid shit he does off the court. He would not be able to do it with social media. Let's just say that. He's lucky he played.
No way he plays a game after the shotgun incident in the pickup truck.
Oh,
and this day's in the NBA? No way. He's in a psych ward.
Dog, he's straight up. I mean, Kevin Love comes out and he has mental issues and it was a big story. Imagine if Dennis Rodman had all that shit nowadays, with the shotgun in the truck. Man.
It's called Gilbert Arenas and Delonte West. It did happen nowadays game, and look what happened to them. They got the boot. Yeah,
I don't want to talk about Gilbert Arenas. My man said he fucked all of Nick Young's girlfriends except for Iggy.
Agent Zero.
Agent Zero. My man said, "Agent, I'm wearing no condoms." So he was. But the funny part about the whole documentary, because I was a huge Bad Boy Pistons fan, I remember that Scottie Pippen migraine game because obviously the 30 for 30, and I watched all the Bad Boy Piston games, on rerun when they were on TV. So it was it was so funny to watch Michael Jordan's face because I think he still blames Scottie for that game because he didn't go to that finals. And he's like, I could have had 7, but Scottie had to take a break because of his fucking headaches and shit.
I think we talked about this beforehand, that what we thought was going to happen, how I said, we're going to find out Michael Jordan's not a good guy. I think so far that's been pretty glaring that the dude just wants to win so badly. That's the overall arching point of this documentary so far is Michael Jordan wanted to win so badly that he just legitimately hates people. He hates losing and he hates people. And I think that's impressive to see because nobody in the NBA has been like that, or in sports really. Like, you don't see anybody, even people like, oh, mama mentality. But like Kobe was great to people off the court, like especially towards the end of his career too. Like he was very much loved by everybody, while MJ, like, look at the hate he still has for Isaiah Thomas. Like that just is so glaring that you've never seen an athlete just hate losing and hate other human beings more than you've seen come through with Michael.
Right.
No, yeah, well, I'd play my heart out too if I put $100K on my ass every fucking day. I hit the fucking Vegas Strip and was like, hey, you, how much the odds on me? I'd bet on myself every fucking night. Yeah, I'd be hitting the hoop every night.
Biggest hustlers of the U.S. U.S. history. Number one, the U.S. government. Number two, Scottie Pippen's agent with that stupid ass contract. 7 years, $18 million. I'm still in shock and awe that the Bulls really hustled Scottie for that much.
That's one of the big ones. And then I think my most shocking take from Doc so far is I just don't get that feel of basketball love from Jordan. You get that you get that love of like the work ethic and wanting to win and stuff, but like I don't know, it's just when you look at guys like LeBron and stuff, they like talk about how beautiful the game of basketball is. Like basketball, like when Kobe did Dear Basketball, like you really feel like he like has a passion for the game of basketball. Like the things that go around it. I think with Jordan, I don't know. You get that sense with Jordan. It's just like this guy was just obsessed with fucking winning. And beating other people.
Yeah, he just wanted to win, but he didn't care.
He definitely did not love basketball like that.
Well, they did.
He
they
just
did
happened
talk
to be
about
really great at basketball.
Yeah,
they did talk about his childhood, about like how he had like that one brother Larry, and his dad loved him so much because like he did the DIY stuff with him, like all the like chores, and Michael would try to do stuff and his dad would be like, dog, go back inside, you're not worth anything. So Michael had that fire of proving.
Like, I don't think it was like that.
No,
like
he straight up, his dad said that.
His dad was in every fucking photo when he was alive with next to the championship.
I'm not saying like he hated his dad. I'm saying like my man back then was just like, I'm trying to be the best at what I do, and if it's basketball, great. If it's baseball, great. Whatever. Like it's, and like he played in an era of basketball where like it wasn't like was basketball loved like that? I don't think so. Like
I definitely think basketball was. I think basketball's been loved by a lot of people. I just don't get that vibe from Michael, and I think the gambling is a big part of that. I think that's where his drive and passion comes from. Because you have to, when you wake up and you do all these games, you play 2 games, and you're going these long playoff runs, and you can't sit here and tell me that for a guy like Michael, you run into a situation where like, I'm just tired of these fucking basketball games. Like you tell me, like it's no matter what you are in the star athlete or something like that. There's only a few people I see that play the game every day. Like I love doing this every day when I go play. I love doing this.
I think Michael obviously loved it because he loved winning. He's just a competitive guy. Just like if you get us to do a small stupid competition, it could be done, but we're gonna go hard just because we're competitive. I think that's Michael. But I think what you're saying, Ellis, is true because like when you look at, I don't think they've like, was it the Dream Team doc that they did the one time when they talked about how Michael would go play golf beforehand? Like he would go play golf
down
like,
Bud Lights.
Care. Yeah, but
like,
but he was just that good and that much better than everybody else that he could do that.
My thing was probably because like there were so many dumbasses back in the day that were like Michael, like when he got drafted, everybody was like, Michael's not 7 foot, he's not going to carry a team. And then like when he played fucking Clyde Drexler in the finals, which is probably going to be in the next episode, Clyde even was like, I don't see a difference between me and Michael Jordan. Like, you don't see a lot of people say that when Kobe and LeBron played. Like, everybody wanted to challenge Michael to the point where Michael just got fed up with everybody. It's like, yo, you all are pieces of shit. I'm the best basketball player to touch this court. You all need to shut the fuck up. Like, literally, Gary Payton was talking about how he put straps on him. And it's like, dog, like, do you not know what this guy is doing half the time? Like, this dude by himself with a fucking almost broken foot scored average 40 points against the Celtics, like with Larry Bird and McHale and all that. And it's like
McHale Parrish looking
like
fucking
That was some of the worst basketball
Look at
ever.
like fucking hedge fund dudes that just ran out
This
and
guy-
played a
see,
game.
no,
Against
and
the
it's
fucking club.
it's not a knock against Jordan because it's the era he played in, and he's great that he would have been the best in every era, like one of the best in every era. So it's not that because he's just that athletic. But it's funny to see the basketball that they show at the beginning of his career, like just the NBA in general, and then I think it's a tribute to how good he was and how athletic he was, how much better the basketball was at the end of his career, which I think we're going to see tonight with the Kobe one. How much better it is just by the late 1990s, the game of basketball in general. Larry Bird and Kevin McHale, they would not have been able to survive in 1998 basketball NBA because they just couldn't do it. They weren't athletic enough.
And even towards his end of his career, Larry couldn't even fucking move. His fucking back is so fucked up.
I mean, at the end of the day, dog, it's like this documentary really is eye-opening because you don't like. I really did forget about like how this fat fuck Jerry Krause really ruined everything. It was just like, dog, you didn't want to pay Scottie Pippen when you finessed him. Like,
but why? If you're gonna agree to that contract, why do I pay you more?
No. The contract was over. Like the contract was done. My man was like, okay, you finessed me. Now pay me what I'm worth. That's what he's trying to is like what Scotty was saying in the documentary. It's like, damn, you really did put me in the corner on that one. Like you got me, but you're not going to get me a second time. Like that's what I'm saying. And Scotty still had some left in the tank. Dennis, I get. You don't want to pay Dennis Rodman. That's a different story. But like, you don't also tell Phil Jackson, who just won you a championship, this is your final year because I'm the one who ran the show and you're getting the credit. It's like, didn't see.
I didn't know. So it's not that I forgot. I straight up didn't know all that backstory. When I think of the 90s Bulls, I just think of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen just being better than everyone else. And I mean, it's true that part's true. But like, I didn't know all the backstory. I didn't know all the infighting that was happening behind the scenes. And like, especially now when you think of the Cavs' recent demise, of how it was Gilbert and Griffin fighting over the future, it's similar to what was happening with the Bulls, except for the Bulls were able to maintain it because, not like LeBron, their superstar stayed and willed the team to stay. If LeBron would have done like what MJ did to Kyrie would have stayed. Like he should have just kind of like, I know it sounds bad, but he should have manhandled Kyrie and be like, no, dude, don't be a dumbass. Don't throw this all away. Look how great we are. And then things like that. Like people, like Michael Jordan had all the power and he was smart with it and he kept the team together, which is shocking because from what you're learning from this doc is how much management didn't want this team to be put together, which is weird.
Yeah, and especially, Mike, I want to finish it off, especially my last point on this one, that whole doc, is I want to finish, you call it Jerry Krause a fat fuck. Who is the man? Who is he supposed to please? Who does he work for? Who does the GM work for?
The team.
Owner.
He works for the owner. Thank you, Austin. So in his tenure, the Bulls won what? They won how many finals?
6.
No, they won 6. They won the 6 because they dropped that 7th, the migraine. They won 6 finals. In those 6 finals, your second best player was the what? Did they say the 150th highest paid player?
122nd.
122nd highest paid player in the league. This is your second best player. I want someone to pull the books of how much the revenue the Bulls made in the fucking 90s. And you telling me that Pippen, your second best player, was paid that much? Krause?
No.
I would hire Krause to run my entire business. I wish I could revive the man and go tell him to run my fucking team.
But the bad part though is Krause shouldn't have at the end. He was pushing just because he wanted to rebuild because Krause had they all have egos, but he had the ego of he could win without MJ and without Phil.
Bingo.
And he was wrong. He was dead wrong. Give Krause the credit for putting this team together. He did great putting that team together. He was the one that made Phil coach. He obviously didn't draft Michael, but he was there he was there to see the transition to create that team. He was the one that brought in Dennis Rodman. Give him credit for that, but don't get to the point where you want to destroy the team of something that you built that was so great. You built that. Who cares if you're not getting credit for it? You're the GM. You're not the player.
Yes, and that's the biggest thing you said, Austin. And Ellis, that's also why I call him a fat fuck. It wasn't because of what he did when he got to the Bulls. Because what he did, he made some ballsy ass moves. Even Michael Jordan said, "Dog, you're gonna fire Doug Collins, the guy who just took us to the Eastern Conference Finals for a random acid tripping Phil Jackson."
Doug. They keep Doug Collins for another year. They win that title.
Yeah, I mean they went. I mean Doug
If you run
Collins
that
was
offense
as good
through
as,
Mike the next year,
Phil.
if you run that offense through Mike, if you run that offense through Mike that next year, without implementing that triangle, they win it the next. They beat those Pistons.
I mean,
if you give Mike the ball, they win. They beat those Pistons.
And my man said, Charles Oakley, I'll trade you for Cartwright. Like, nobody liked that move. Like, it was just when it came to the ending, he kind of just, like, got in his own way and said, fuck it. What I did worked, but it worked in a way that nobody's giving me credit. So, fuck it. I'm done. But, like.
Yeah. In his defense, though, at that time, 6 championships, that seems like enough to me. But he did the world's worst mistake, and I think people have realized this, especially in 2020. Keep winning while you can. Like I get the whole rebuild process. I get the whole rebuild process, and you wanna get yourself into a place to get some more championships down the road. But nah, if you can win now, keep winning while you can.
Yes.
Win now, because you're not gonna. It is the hardest thing in the world to win.
Anybody would have guaranteed that Thunder team would have been back to the finals, and they never were.
Just win.
They got fallen apart. Just win now, and that's where Krause he went wrong. I mean, they ended up winning. Obviously, in '98, they won it again. So at the end of the doc, they're going to show the '98 them winning. So obviously, we know they won again. But it's just crazy to just think that you're going to let egos get in the way of winning, which is the ultimate goal of sports.
Yep. And that's the biggest thing. You rebuild too early, you might miss your chance of maybe 1 or 2 more championships. But they could have
got 2. I think they could have got 2 because you can go to '98.
Nah, dude,
no, I don't think
that Lakers team was damn good.
But guess who was coaching those Lakers team?
That's true.
Do they beat the Sixers though?
Yeah. No, I mean, guess who's
no?
I'm
asking
they beat the Lakers.
Do the Bulls beat the Sixers?
With Phil Jackson still the coach? Yes.
Yes. Will Phil Jackson still the coach?
Yes. Yeah. If Phil Jackson's still the coach, they win. The Lakers don't. Lakers probably win 1 and they win 2.
Nah, I think AI, because AI was a different breed when he got into the league. I think AI is too much for him.
But AI by himself, it was AI and an old ass. What's his name?
AI. All AI needed was somebody big down low, and that's all he ever needed. Yeah,
Mutombo.
It's Mutombo the brand.
But I mean, like, dog, that's a fairy tale that I wish we had the answer to, but
yeah, me too. I don't think they beat the Sixers though.
Jesus. Up for debate. But let's do our all-decade team, because this is honestly, I've been waiting to do this with you guys since we started this goddamn show, because I feel like we're gonna agree on maybe 3 of them altogether, because there's hard to deny 3 of them, but maybe the last 2 we might be kind of like indifferent about. So did we want to do the 3 that we agree on?
Let's just go. Yeah, go first. Are we going first team first?
Yeah, first team first. So
I thought we were only doing one.
Okay, yeah.
No, we're doing one. We're doing one first.
Yeah.
We're gonna do first team, and then like we'll do like the people
Honorable
we
mentions.
kind of thought about. We thought
Get
about.
wild. Okay, so just first team. All right, my first team. So we know that.
Should we just go one at a time?
Yeah, just Ellis, Austin, me, and then we'll discuss.
Yeah, the first team was LeBron, Curry, Kawhi, Durant, Harden. All right, we're keeping LeBron, keeping Steph, we're keeping Durant. I'm canceling out Kawhi.
4.
We're putting them down. We're replacing Kawhi with Damian.
Oh,
and
wow.
Then we're taking Harden out, and then I'm replacing him with Russell.
So you have
3.
You have 3 guards.
Wait, hold on. That's what I just messed up. Hold on. I completely messed up. Hold on a second.
You want us?
So we keep LeBron. Yeah, no. If we keep LeBron. Yeah, Austin, go for a second, because I completely forgot.
So
because the way we're doing it,
it's just 2 guards and 2 backcourt players, 3 frontcourt players. So
yeah, but in my mind, I had the first, second, and third team. That's my fault.
Go ahead. Austin.
I got the GOAT, LeBron, and then you got the GOAT of 3 points, Curry. Can't deny KD. He's the freak. I am keeping James Harden because he's kind of changed the game, and he could score at will. And then I got Anthony Davis. I know he was hurt a lot in the decade, but you just got to look at the pure dominance and everything he was and how skilled he was. So I'm going with Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what. Thank you. That's what I was gonna say. That was gonna be my last forward.
Okay, I think actually we're gonna agree on maybe 2, Austin, because I was hoping we'd agree on more because me and Ellis have conflicting views on certain players, but I thought you and me had the same views, but I guess not. So
no, we might. It's just, I mean, it's hard to pick 5 players, especially when the positions you have to talk about.
Here's my 5. Obviously, we're gonna go with LeBron. LeBron has. I mean, you can't deny LeBron. You can't deny a guy who got a unanimous MVP and then won another one, Steph Curry. You can't deny Kevin Durant, the Slim Reaper, the 7-foot shooter. But here's where I differ. So I'm taking out Kawhi. Kawhi has been dominant for those 4-6 years, but I don't think he did enough for a whole decade. So I'm going to put LeBron's running mate, Carmelo Anthony, next to him, because Carmelo by himself could will a team to a playoff spot. Like he because like New York, you saw New York with Amari Stoudemire. He was just willing that team to a playoff every time. It's like, how did this guy do it? And the guard who I'm replacing James Harden with is actually his ex-teammate Russell Westbrook.
Yes.
That triple-double year, and did it again and again. And the man just doesn't stop. Like, he fixed kind of his shot, yeah, but the defense, the steals, the way he goes about his business, I think he's a first team all the way. So I knew the Carmelo would probably raise your eyebrows.
Yeah.
But I think Carmelo throughout 2010, even, I mean, he's still got a little bit left in the tank. So I got to give it to my man Carmelo over.
All right. Alice, what you got?
Yeah, so to run mine back, because I thought with the first, second, and third team, it was gonna be tough because I was gonna bump Damian up there, but it's gonna be LeBron the GOAT, Kevin Durant the baby GOAT, Steph Curry, and then we're gonna take Harden out and we're gonna put Russell in there. And then that last forward's going to be Anthony. Because, I mean, AD, dude, he's unstoppable. So that man is a walking 50. He can go get you. Like, there's 3 guys I want to say that I've seen in my lifetime that I could say with, like, my full heart, be like, if he said I'm going to go get 30 tonight, he's going to go get 30.
So the reason why I didn't put Anthony Davis over and I put Carmelo is because what we talked about, kind of like with Kawhi, it's like he had like this short kind of dominance that didn't, like, I guess, define the decade. And it was just like, yeah, he was on that Olympic team. He did all this shit. Like, he wasn't AD until, like, I would say 2014, 15.
Yeah. No, I get you're saying, especially because, well, the last part, for me, I thought LeBron, Curry, KD, that was a no-brainers. James Harden was tough. I understand why you guys put Russell Westbrook up ahead of him. I just think James Harden's a better overall player, and he kind of changed. He kind of changed how
defense, Austin.
With his free throws,
all around?
I think he could do more. I think it's because of his size. I think it's his size and his scoring ability. He can shoot. He can shoot more. He can lead a team better. I think they're great as teammates now. I was really excited to see where they were going to go this year. But Anthony Davis, like Ellis is saying, like, when he's on the court, he's far ahead of
more dominant
what Carmelo can do. And then honestly, I think when it comes to the last forward spot, I mean, we've been blessed with this last decade with how good LeBron and Kevin Durant's been, that it's really hard to try to even think of any, because none of these forwards are even in their league, though. Kevin Durant and LeBron are just in a league of their own.
Yeah.
So that last forward spot, I understand why you went with Carmelo. I just don't think Carmelo is just such a one-trick pony of ISO ball. That's all he can do.
You all forgot about my man.
Dude, all he can do is play ISO ball. He's a great ISO player, but you got Anthony Davis, who's a he's won Defensive Player of the Year. He could rebound. He could score. He could do everything. Well, Carmelo is just. I mean, you put him on that fadeaway shot that he does and everything like that. Great shooter, but I just don't see how, as an overall basketball player, I could put him above Anthony Davis, or even for that case, Blake Griffin.
Yeah, Mike. I love Melo. I think my discrepancy where people tell me that Melo can win team games, he can't. Like that.
No,
2000,
I mean,
was that 2008 Western Conference Finals? Like you had a chance to cement your name into greatness, and you just didn't. Like he just does not work hard enough.
Okay,
at all.
No, he
2008
didn't. Not,
Melo.
no, that
That's
2008 game. That was a great series. He
That
just
was a
ran
great
into one of
series
the
against
Kobe. Kobe was just a monster.
Yeah.
Oh, he could
So,
beat
no.
Kobe.
This is not the Denver Nuggets, Carmelo Anthony. This is like New York Knicks, Carmelo Anthony.
No, I know. I'm saying that's why that was my tipping point where I was like, Melo. Like that was my ceiling for Melo, whereas he didn't go anywhere further than that. He's never been anywhere further than that.
It's just like this is so like I can't deny him because like the Nuggets and the fucking Knicks didn't do anything with him. Like it's just like the dude gave it all he got. He averaged 25 points. Like he did like I still remember the one game he gave the fucking I think it was who was it? I think it was like either Utah Jazz or somebody. He was just giving them buckets left and right, 54 points. I think it was like 10 assists. And it was just like this dude legit was doing it on his own. And then like when he went against D Wade and LeBron in like the playoffs in 2011, like this dude literally was just doing it by himself. Like Amari was gone. Fucking who was it? Shumpert, not Shumpert. Who's the guy? Lance.
Yeah,
What's his
Smith.
The light skinned named Lance.
Who? You mean Landry Fields, Mike?
Landry Fields. Thank you. He was garbage. Like
he was almost rookie of the year, wasn't he?
Not that year.
His rookie year, which was
2010,
to the best year he had. Yeah, he was almost rookie of the year.
But I mean, like, dog, we're talking about that. It's like, dude, like it's like if you put Carmelo with a Bosch or you put a Carmelo with an Aldridge at his prime or somebody like that, he'd probably do something. Like Amari Stoudemire, yeah, it was nice, but like it wasn't like. Come on. I think Carmelo, if you put him with a good team, he would be a champion. But I think Carmelo was just so into individual stats that's why I put him in the all-decade team because my man's stats did show he was one of the best forwards in the game.
Yeah, but he couldn't win. I want winners in mine.
Yeah, I want winners. And the correction, it was the 2009 Western Conference Finals. And the last point on that one, because we're not even talking about that, look up J.R. Smith in that, Mike, because I'll tell you who won that. But keep going. I wouldn't put Melo on there because he gave you like we said at the beginning of this, he gave you those 3-4 good years. 4.5
I'll tell you this.
Of the decade.
I think like we don't have to touch too much on Curry, touch too much on LeBron and Durant. Like literally if Durant was playing, I think there would be a 3-headed race for MVP. I think it'd be Durant.
Sure we don't want to talk about LeBron?
Like LeBron is 10. I mean, like, dog. I mean, unbiasedly, like, I didn't put D Wade on here because D Wade at the end of the decade was poopy. Like he was garbage. Like what do you want me to say?
Yeah, no, there's no reason to even talk. I mean, LeBron, 10 All-Stars, 10 All-NBAs. Kevin Durant, 10 All-Stars, 9 All-NBAs. Steph Curry, 6 All-Stars, 6 All-NBAs. Like there.
That's all you got to say. 8 finals. It doesn't matter.
8 finals, in one decade. That's insane.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you did it with D Wade. It doesn't matter if you did it with Kyrie. It doesn't matter if you did it in the East. Like 8 finals, like there's not even Kobe or Michael Jordan could say that. Like that's craziness in one decade. He won 4 MVPs. Like Austin said, he won did he win a All-Star Game MVP? Even though it doesn't really matter.
he shared one with Kyrie Irving before they were teammates.
So it's like whatever, dude. Like I mean, like that's one. And then Kevin Durant, if he didn't get hurt, he'd probably be neck and neck with him.
Yeah, and honestly, I think all of our lists are pretty the same. I get why you guys put Russell, but I just don't think. I mean, I get he's a good passer, he's a very good assist, but James Harden showed once he took over last year as the quote unquote point guard, he can pass just with the best of them too. So I just think James Harden's better. And then I think though it's crazy that they put Kawhi Leonard on an all-decade team. When in reality he had 3 good seasons in a decade. Those 3 seasons were incredible seasons. But how do you put him on an all-decade team. He didn't even win. He never even won a MVP. So like the NBA is leaving off all these people that actually won MVPs. Well, not all these people, just Russell Westbrook. I just think it's insane that they would ever put Kawhi on there.
I think Kawhi is on there, like I said. Like when they put Kawhi on the first team because nobody. I mean, like Blake Griffin, Melo, like Paul George, like those guys were good, but like Kawhi when he's at his finest, he is comparable to Durant, Giannis now, and LeBron. Like he's up there in the sense of a guy that transcends both sides of the ball. He can score, he can shoot, he can score, he can defend, he can pass, he can make everybody on your team better. Because Toronto traded DeMar DeRozan for him, and everybody was like, "Did that actually help him?" And you saw the end result. I mean, you saw the end result. So, I mean, 2 Finals MVPs, 2 Defensive Player of the Year trophies. Like, it's like, can you deny the man?
I mean, you can. You could deny the man because he only
he all did, but
he was hurt.
Oh my God,
he was hurt. He just didn't play that long, so it's shocking to put him on an All NBA team. And he became a great scorer. Kind of, if you think about it, it was kind of like overnight because he was not that good of a scorer before he got hurt. And then last year with Toronto, he just went off. He was scoring like he's never scored before. And this year, he was kind of scoring like that. But I think people forget we have this great idea of what Kawhi at his best, but in reality, he hasn't been great that long. He's been a good two-way player, but he hasn't been able to score. He hasn't been able to score like this until recently. So, like, to put him on an all-decade team.
I think that's what we agree on is, like, it's his dominance. Yes, it's great, but, like, it hasn't been for a decade. You know what I mean?
No.
It's not like
he averaged 17 points this decade. He's the only person on this team to average under 20 points in this decade.
The only reason why I think they put Kawhi is because of what he is able to do between 2015 till now.
I think they put Kawhi on there because they couldn't figure out between Anthony Davis, Blake Griffin, or Carmelo who should be on it.
Kawhi didn't shoot a lot in San Antonio.
If I had
to pick
if I had to pick a second guy behind Carmelo, I'd probably pick Blake, to be honest. I think Blake was good. I think people just forget how good Blake is because now he's buried in Detroit like fucking General Motors. Like he's just fucking fucked. Like
Blake Griffin had some of the best transition in the NBA from he developed that shot and he developed a shot. It seemed like overnight, and he just became actually like a decent shooter, which made him even more deadly. Because before people were just giving him that Ben Simmons space, because Ben Simmons is absolute trash. And but then he actually, not like Ben Simmons, created a shot, and Blake Griffin became one of the most deadly big men in the league because of it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I can't. Kawhi, I wish Giannis was good when he first came into the league because then you could put Giannis there. You can't put Giannis there.
Young.
Huh?
He was so young because he was like 18 when he came in the league.
He was so skinny. The dude was a twig. Dude was Kevin Durant, but not as good as Kevin Durant, if that makes sense.
No, Giannis didn't become Giannis till 2 years ago.
Yeah. And I wish Anthony Davis became Anthony Davis quicker, too. And then I would have Anthony Davis. But it's like, And then, like, you can't put Kobe, because R.I.P. Kobe, because Kobe had all those years that he was buried in trash teams, that he had nothing left in the tank. And then, who else? They put, like, LaMarcus Aldridge on there in one of the teams. Like, whatever. Paul George was good, but that fucking freak accident also took him out, too.
Yeah. I also want to take the time. I know Melo will probably never listen to us, but I want to apologize to him. That 09 performance he put on was unreal. I just read about it. 39 points in game 1. 34 followed up by 34 in game 2. Man, had no help.
He was a monster.
That's why
Snooty That's why Mike and
I
I
was just
instantly
giving
called you
shit.
out on that because
Yeah, he did.
he was
I said
amazing.
J.R.
That.
Smith. This man was like,
I knew my man Ellis was researching something. I didn't know it was the Mello stuff.
Yeah, I was in the
But
background. You hear me in the background. I was like, ooh, I dropped 39
Yeah,
points.
my man Mello is a walking bucket. Like he's
But
just a walking bucket. And
yeah, he was. He was a
and
walking bucket.
all he needed was help.
I think if 2008 and 2009 were a part of this decade, then I could see him putting on there. I just think the later half.
No, then we'll have to start talking about like Dwight Howard.
Well, I'm just saying 2014 on.
Paul Gasol.
He was not good. Carmelo Anthony was not.
No, Carmelo was. You guys got to put the tape on. I'm telling you, when he got traded to the Knicks, my man put on a show in Madison Square Garden that only Walt Frazier, and Bernie
Melo
King.
put on. Melo, dude, they had that 50-win season. I'm not saying
Come on, man.
that they didn't put on a show. It's just that Knicks team wasn't just Melo though. The Knicks team had talent.
Jason Kidd, Derek Fisher.
Whoa, you're talking about
he named some bums. I mean, like, they had JR. They had Shump when he was actually really good. They had Landry Fields, like you said. They had Raymond Felton when he was really good.
Man, don't fake out. Don't fake everybody
put up a really good year too.
You are faking people out with this Shumpert and J.R. Smith shit, nigga. Like, come on, bro. Y'all making me mad as fuck right now.
Okay, you're acting like a young Shump wasn't one of the most dominant defensive players in the league.
Defensively, he was, but he's still
defensively shooting right.
He couldn't score.
He scored better in New York.
I'm purely saying if you take Melo off that team is garbage. Like that team is literally trash.
Yeah, they're not that good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying between 2011 and 2016, like that team had a shot at something. Like they were like not like Eastern Conference like champions, but they were in the playoffs and they did something once in a while. Like Mike D'Antoni definitely fucked that team up. I'm not gonna lie.
He fucks every team up he goes to.
Yeah, Phoenix hit this. The Houston Rockets now like. It's all fucked. But I will say this, Austin, because I know you and me have the same, like, we got defensive teams. I know Kawhi will be in my all-defensive decade.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, good transition. Let's just go right into it.
Yeah. I think.
All right.
Do you want me to keep going? I think I just.
Yeah, you can name yours. I'll name mine after you.
Russ at one of the guards. I'll definitely put. Steph was not really that good at defense, so I'm not gonna put Steph. I do like Damian Lillard.
Steph's my you're just going. Oh, my bad, Mike. Yeah, you were going from all NBA team to defensive team. I thought you were thinking of it off the top of your head, and Steph came to your mind. Like,
what? No, fuck no. No, I said Steph.
So I see what you mean, though. So keep going. My bad.
No. I'm talking about defense, and LeBron. Obviously, LeBron has been on. If he's not on all defensive 1, 2, or 3 team, there's something wrong. And I think we have Kawhi. You and me have Kawhi. And then my last one, that's where I put Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis as a rim protector, he's been pretty good. Either that or I'm not going to put Draymond because I hate that donkey fuck, so I'm not going to do that. So
all right, so I got Chris Paul because Chris Paul's the best defending guard we've had this millennium.
The same Chris Paul that was on ice skates. Whenever he had
it was one play, dude. Everybody gets embarrassed one play.
Steph always put that man on ice skates.
Tony Allen was 6-time first team all defense.
Mike, you really missed that. Mike, you really swung and missed. I was like, where's Tony Allen at?
Kawhi, obviously.
Can I be honest? I forgot Tony Allen.
That whole Grizzlies.
LeBron James, obviously. I mean, Mike, you were right. So I actually did the research beforehand, just trying to figure out how much LeBron was on it, because everybody's always like, LeBron's not good at, like, because that's one of the arguments with Michael Jordan. It's like, Michael Jordan's a better defender. I'm like, dude, LeBron was first team 2010, 11, 12, and 13. 2014, he was second team. In 2015, he was hurt with the Cavs. That's when he missed those, like, 40 games or whatever. And then after that, he's been to the finals every day, so he was just saving up for the playoffs. But LeBron's one of the best defenders, and so this is where I struggled. I wanted to put Anthony Davis, I really did. Unfortunately, I did put Draymond. I hate him, but he's a pest. He just knows he is Dennis Rodman. He's nowadays Dennis Rodman. He's a pest, and that's just part of defense. He knows how to get in people's heads. He's athletic enough that he could guard almost any position. And then he's one defensive player of the year, so it's no denying it. He's always on the defensive team. I wanted to also put Rudy Gobert, but he's just too new. Like he didn't do it enough in the 2010s to be on it. And that's the same with Anthony Davis, even though I did put him on the all NBA team because when you put in how great he is at defense and offense, it makes sense for him to be in. But since we're just specifically talking about defense, I just had to do Draymond because you got to look at 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Dominant defender. That's 6 years.
I'm surprised you put
defense.
him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised you out of all people put him.
I mean, just because trust me, it's because of how much we had to play him. I think that I respect how good he is because it's so annoying because he would get matched with different players and you would easily in your mind think of when just looking at the body sizes, oh, LeBron should win this matchup 9 out of 10 times. And he wouldn't. LeBron, he defended LeBron well. It was usually like LeBron still scored probably 7 out of 10 times, but it's when you look at his actual body and everything like that, you should be like, oh, LeBron's going to win this 9 out of 10 times. He doesn't because he's just good. He's pesky. Even against like Kyrie and smaller guards like that, he's just pesky. He can just stick a hand in there. And then he was just locked down Kevin Love. I mean, he made Kevin Love almost useless in those finals. So like,
Draymond is
he's a really good defender. So I had to put him on there.
I couldn't.
I don't know how you guys don't put Chris. I don't know how you don't put Chris Paul on there though, Ellis. I don't even know how you can can you not put Chris Paul. Look how many.
He
led the league in steals. When I said Chris Paul and you said, "Oh, the man who's always on skates," he's got to be on that list, though.
Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 7-time defensive first team. 2 times.
Yes. Also, 7 out of the 10 years.
Hey, Mike, you know I was being a hater.
Yeah, I know. Alex is a hater on Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo. He hates the banana boat gang that isn't LeBron James.
I'm really surprised that none of you guys said Joakim Noah though. It's literally
Joakim was like
literally all the man was good for. Like a lot of these guys,
but he wasn't great.
A lot of the guys you could name could do at least something else. Joakim Noah could do absolutely nothing else.
But Ellis, you said it. It's like after those, like, okay, the Bulls were dominant for like 2 or 3 years, and then he was gone. Like he was.
Yeah, I mean those 3 years he was all defense.
Yeah. But if everybody like D Wade made all defense, but I didn't put him. Like it's
you're looking at forwards or centers still, like just the front court, whatever. How we've been doing it. I mean, Joakim Noah is just not as good as some of these other players defensively. Like even though it wasn't as many years, Tyson Chandler had better decade than Joakim Noah did. Anthony Davis. Davis did, like, all these players were better than Joakim Noah.
I'm with Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis, before he became a scorer, he was a defender.
And he was a great defender too.
He that's why I put him over Draymond, because my man had to just keep swatting baskets for his team to win because nobody was helping him.
Are you guys going off of that from your personal thoughts or off
stats?
Are you guys setting up the accolades? I mean, because
I did all this by actually looking at
Joakim had a much better decade than Tyson defense wise.
No, I mean I didn't put Tyson.
Not much better. He just was more first team.
No, I mean I'm just saying if I had to pick either Joakim or Anthony, I'm picking Anthony because Anthony is Anthony when he's locked in on defense. I don't think there's a better rim protector. I don't think. Maybe DeMarcus Cousins when he was healthy, but that's it. But DeMarcus would just fuck you up. So
DeMarcus Cousins is the biggest bum in the NBA. I hate that guy. I hate him so much.
Ellis, where's the
what about Dwight?
No, Dwight was gone by then, right?
No, he was
what was his?
He had one, two. He won both to start the decade.
I'd say he'd be on my all defensive team like in the 2000s, but not like
for sure. He'd be my center in the 2000s all defensive team.
No, because he won.
Kobe.
We're talking decade. He won Defensive Player of the Year 2010 and 11.
Yeah, but not like after that. What happened?
I don't know. He's just 14. I'm trying to read this because he has. Well, he was 14. He was 4 times all defensive first team and 1 time second team in 2010s.
The only so it was Tony Allen, Chris Paul, and LeBron James were the most out of anybody in the leagues to be on first or second team defensive player in this decade. I thought about Paul George actually putting him there.
Yeah, Paul George is really.
But Tony Allen just couldn't put over Tony Allen or Chris Paul. But Paul George,
Tony Allen, I will admit, I will put on my team because I kind of forgot about him. That was my bad. So I'll put Tony Allen with. I mean, Chris Paul, yeah, but I think I'm gonna still stick with Damian Lillard. Jesus Christ, dude, just straps.
Pat Bev?
No, Pat Bev. No, Pat Bev doesn't play real defense.
My man Ellis hates the pest. He hates the pests.
No, he loves the pest. I hate the pest.
No, Ellis loves the pests. You hate the pests.
What about your man Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy Buckets, not enough. Not enough though.
Not enough yet, dog. Yeah,
he's not Tony Allen.
4 times second team.
Yeah, but we're talking about guards here, and they're not 4 times. Tony, but they're not better than Tony Allen or Chris Paul.
Jimmy would be in the forward, wouldn't he? They're gonna throw him in the forward.
Would he
be in the guard? Is he gonna be in the guard? He's gonna be in the guard.
Yeah, he got voted as a guard this year. That's why he lost out to Trae Young.
So, I would probably put Paul George and maybe Jimmy on a second team, but you can't put him first.
Jimmy.
I'm with Dwight Howard on at least a second team.
Yeah, I would do that too. Early 2010s Rondo was an amazing defender, but he fell apart.
I'll do Dwight Howard like they did Kobe and D-Wade on the All NBA Decade team. I'd put him on the third team and be like, you were dominant.
Then you would have to do that for Tyson Chandler.
I mean, I wasn't. I mean, don't
DeAndre Jordan.
Said Tyson Chandler like that. DeAndre Jordan.
Whoever said Tyson Chandler, I forget. Was that Austin?
I would just bring it up. I was saying if you're going to say Joakim Noah, Tyson Chandler started out the decade.
I would say I'd put. I mean, DeAndre Jordan wasn't a bad thing. DeAndre Jordan bringing up him, he wasn't bad. He was.
But we're being haters though, because Rudy Gobert, that man is the reigning defensive player of the year.
He's just so too new. That was the only problem.
Yeah, it's only been 2 or 3 years. It's a decade. It's you can't. Yeah, it has to be that dominant of those 2 to 3 years.
Because if we just talked about straight dominance, 2010 Kobe was straight dominance.
No,
better than.
I think that's dominant. 2 straight DPOYs was on a way to a third.
Yeah, but
that's the same.
Okay. But
that's
Kawhi,
the same thing. Why we don't have Kawhi in our all decade team though, because Kawhi was dominant, but it wasn't long.
Kawhi got those 2 DPOYs. He was a Finals MVP. He strapped LeBron. Yeah. He saw the defense. My man LeBron said "fuck" every time Kawhi got checked into the game. It's you gotta have some sort of you gotta have some spice in there, dog. You can't just have salt and pepper. You gotta have some spice in there.
Man, I'm looking at all these defensive teams. Forgot about some. It's funny how there's consistence, and then there's just not a consistent center in any of these.
No, because it's a positionless NBA now. So it's you can't do anything. Draymond plays center once in a while. Jimmy Butler at one point played 4 or 5 for us for 20 minutes. It's you just play to your strengths and weaknesses, I guess.
I got one last question about the defense though.
What?
Is Marc Gasol making any of your teams?
Marc Gasol second for me.
Probably.
I think, dog, that whole Memphis Grizzlies.
Everybody sleeps on that whole Memphis Grizzlies.
That Memphis Grizzlies
no, that was hot.
Was straight straps. What was it?
Conley. They just had great defense. Conley and Debo, you had 2 great.
OJ Mayo.
Off the
OJ Mayo couldn't score, but couldn't defend like these guys. That team just could defend and play very good team basketball.
Another team that if somebody didn't get fucking injured, we would see
one
the
of the best
lose.
One of the best to never win it.
Fuck! I fucking hate that. The fucking Warriors piss me the fuck off because they taken so many players out of the game because they're cheap bastards. Fuck the Warriors.
Well, I think that's a good ending note right there.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree more.
I could agree more.
Yeah.
Fuck them. They could have lost, man. All right.
I just have one question for you though, Mike, and it's It's a face of the franchise crossover question.
What's up?
Who would you have loved to see win the finals more? The 2011 Heat or that 2015 Steelers team?
Mike?
Steelers.
Oh, now he was really pondering it. I
No,
saw this man
because-
really
No, it's the Steelers. Stairway to they've been saying Stairway to 7 for freaking 20 years now.
I think I know what Ellis is talking about because of the whole
because it was
AD Bell thing.
that 2015 Super Bowl. That team should have been the Steelers over the Pats.
Dog. All right, the reason why I picked the 2015 Steelers and I kind of like pondered it because I forgot one key element, the Jesse James catch. If that catch happens, we're the number 1 seed. We play the Titans, they play the Jaguars, and we have home field advantage and we beat the shit out of them. On that note,
yeah, all right.
No, Austin, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, I just saying that too. The 2011 Heat. I mean, that sucks, but you knew you had a team for a while. In basketball, basketball is much easier to sustain greatness than it is for something like the NFL.
Well,
So I think that's why you should have. I mean, even if you, the Browns have never been good, so it'd be hard. But if you ask me the same question, like who would you rather have had, the 2016 Cavs or if the Browns somehow were good in 2014, I would have said 2014 Browns because it's so much harder to sustain success in football than the NBA, where I was like, oh, that was only the second year with LeBron and Kyrie. I never thought they would fall apart the way they did, but I would have said that too because I'm like, oh, they're going to stay together, just like the Heat. There, you knew they were going to be together for at least 2 more years. And
if God came down from heaven right now and was like, listen, here's the deal: if the Ravens, Cowboys, 49ers, Patriots don't win another Super Bowl, but the Steelers don't win another Super Bowl either, would you take it? And I say yeah, because I'd rather watch all those teams fail than us fail like that again. Because we were 13-3. We lost to a Jaguars team that really wasn't that good. And we had AB at his finest, Bell at his finest, Juju as a rookie. Our defense was just so shitty. And it was just like, bro, like that was probably the worst loss because, like Ellis said, I think we would have beat the Patriots. And we would have been in that Super Bowl against the Eagles.
I think even the year before you guys had Juju. Steelers are best
Oh, you're
team in
talking
the
about
AFC.
the 11. You're talking about when we beat the Dolphins and beat the Chiefs. Then we went to the Patriots and Bell got hurt the first play of the game.
Yeah. So here, hold on. Let me pull this up. I'm
Yeah,
trying
dog,
to show
that
what
was-
I'm.
that was the
Wait,
Chris
hold on.
Hogan game.
Okay, let's just end the show though. This is basketball.
No, I just want to hear Ellis's point on this one because that was the Chris Hogan game and we had no defense.
We can talk about it later. Austin's right. We're getting away from what
All right.
our pride and joy.
All right, baby. Well,
The mean
it was a great week.
potatoes.
Everybody enjoyed episode 5 and 6 of the Jordan Doc from your boys here at Hoopin-N-Hollerin. This was sponsored by Four Corners Radio. Please like, subscribe, download all our different podcasts from Hoopin-N-Hollerin, Face of the Franchise, Last Nice Guys, Bread and Butter, Five Holers, Degenerates Are Us, and Free Therapy. We're always here for you guys. Please stay safe out there during quarantine, flatten the curve. And, the boys here will always stay chilling. We're always going to be here. And it's always one love.
Yeah, follow
Love,
us,
baby.
baby. Follow us. What was it, Mike? Hoopin-N-Hollerin /onlyfans.com.
Yeah, dog. It's Austin's page.
All right. Follow us there. Hit the link and subscribe.
Peace out. Peace out.
See ya.